you're keeping safe during this pandemic. And here's another mask tutorial. It's more convenient. It also have a filter pocket, but it have it on the side. In that way you can easily, this is a mask, in this way you can easily access it through these side pockets, and you can see the filter is inside and you can put it through there. And in this mask you can use less fabric than the previous mask that I did, which have like the pillowcase pocket. So also if you cannot find elastic, you can use elastic that I bought at Dollar Tree, which is pretty convenient because you can put it all the way around your head, like this elastic right here. And also you can use safety glasses because the coronavirus can also enter through your eyes. So here you have it, and you can also cover your head with a hoodie and get ready to rob a bank because you haven't received your coronavirus stimulus check. So yes, you can do that. Anyways, so it also keeps your hair protected so it doesn't get contaminated. Yeah, they're dirty. I'm going to put them back. They're my father's. So anyways, this mask is very comfortable, is more convenient, I guess, because you don't have to do the pleats. It also had the filter which protects you. It's like an extra protection against the virus. And you can see the other tutorials, and also I put one like about carrying and washing it. You can check that video too, how to wash your filter and your mask. Yes, also I show you in another tutorial how to do the pattern for this mask. So let's get started. We will need scissors, sewing machine. If you don't have one, you can use needles and do it by hand. Also thread, also head wraps. I found this one at Dollar General. If you cannot find elastic if you find it, or these gogo head wraps that are adjustable, found at Dollar Tree too. Pins, also this loop turner, and I found it at Walmart to thread the elastic, but you can also use bobby pins to thread the elastic, right? So now you can use a ruler or a measuring tape, and you can use different kinds of cotton fabric, plain or designed. You can use some for the liner, and this filter, a fabric for the filter, which is non-weave, and this one is called Olifon, and it's polypropylene, is resistant to water. You can also reuse it and wash it, and you can see it's dry at the other side. But you should wash it by hand and air dry it, and the mask you can do it by hand or by machine. Okay, so this is the mask we're gonna do. You have, and you can see here, you have the pockets on the side where you can put the filter. Here's the filter. As you can see, it's split on the side. So now we're gonna start with the pattern. Here's how you do the pattern. We're gonna be using the pattern we did in a previous video, where the inside liner will be the same one that we had before, with the nose and the chin and the curvature on the eye, and that will be the inside liner. And the filter will be different because we're going to be adding 1 inch. We're going to turn it, and we're going to add 1 inch, plus we're going to do some curves, okay? And the outside liner, we're going to add 1 inch, so it'll be only an inch longer, and that will be the outside liner. Here you can see how we're going to cut those curves so it will fit good inside the mask. Okay, so now we're gonna start by sewing through the curve, like around 1/4 of an inch a seam. As you can see here, that's the inside liner, and the outside liner was with design or printed, and we're also gonna do around 1/4 inch a seam, as you can see here. So we did both, and now we just cut the thread, and you see how it is. Now we're going to do the fold on the sides. We do a double fold around 1/4 inch twice on the inside filter, then we do those curves, so when you put it the right side up, the curve will look much better. And we do the same thing for the inside liner, to both. In that way they will unfold nicely. Okay, now we're going to be doing this fold, which is 2 inches from the edge, and it's a diagonal fold, and then we're gonna fold it. When we get to the edge, we're going to fold that edge like 1/4 of an inch, and then we turn it at the corner, and we do the other 2 inches diagonal fold at the other edge, and also turn it at the corner, and then we're done. And this will look like a trapezoid, like isosceles trapezoid with 2 sides the same. As you can see here, it's 2 inches from the edge right there. We're gonna do the other side the same, so this one's gonna be different than the inside liner. So the outside liner will be like this, because later on will be folded to put the pocket in there, the elastic pocket. So we do the same at the other side. Diagonal fold 2 inches from the edge, then turn 1/4 of an inch at the edge. We do the other side before we keep going down, another diagonal side. And if you see, I cannot use the other one to measure like where I was gonna start, but after you do it a while, you will know where to start. So yeah, we're done here, and see, you can see they're done and they look awesome. Okay, so now we're done with this part with the outside liner, and now we're gonna be sewing the inside liner and the outside liner together. So see, we do it both sides of the inside liner. We turn it right side up, and we put it inside the outside liner, both right sides touching together. And now we open the seam, we pin it open, seam against seam, right side touch each other. As you can see here, we flatten it out, and then we do the same thing at the other side, okay, like you see here. Now we're gonna put it here. Make sure like everything is lined up together. You can use pins so the fabric doesn't move around, and you do 1/4 seam stitch all around the top side, and we're gonna do the same thing at the bottom side. Remember to reinforce your stitch so it doesn't get or comes undone. And see here, we're doing it in the bottom side, and make sure you take the pin so it doesn't break your needle. And when you get to the edge, reinforce it. Now we can do the curves or the cuts, so when we turn it right side up, all those curves are smooth. Sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna turn it, and this is how it look, and we are almost done. Now after this, we're gonna be doing the elastic pockets. See those edges that we just did here? First kind of try to make it look nice and smooth, and now you just fold it and make sure that fold touch the edge of the inside liner without going over, and then you stitch it. You can do the stitch on top of the other stitch, so make sure you do the pocket big enough so your elastic can go through or the knot can go through. See, as you can see here, it look nice and it's done. And this is the other one that I did, you can see. And now we're going to do the filter. For the filter, we need to do those pleats right there, and these are the measurements. You can stop the video so you can see the measurements, and we're going to use these. It's more or less, they don't have to be exact, and we're just going to do little tiny marks so we know how to do the pleats, right? So here and here we're gonna fold, like the big ones are the one that used to fold, and the small spaces are the spaces between the folds. And you can see first line with the second line put together, then you see here, then the other line and this line you put it together. See, so the tiny spaces are the spaces, and the big spaces are where you put them together for the fold, and kind of flatten it out so they stay there. You can also do these faster in the machine, but if you want, you can just clip it with something, not with pins, because you don't want to make holes in the filter, because that compromises the integrity of the filter, and yes, that what protects you. So you can do holes in the fabric but not in the filter, because Okay, so then you can pin it like that. No, pin it, clip it with something, and then you stitch it. It doesn't have to be 1/4 of an inch from the side. It could be a little bit less because you want more protection for yourself when you put it inside the mask. Then we're done. You can do it with white thread if you want. So that's how it looks. And cut out those thread, and we did it like this because when you kind of open it, it had the shape of the mask, and that's why also the curves there, so it fit snugly inside the mask, as you're gonna see. And I'm cutting a little bit more here so it fits better inside the mask. And now it's a little maybe bigger, I don't know. And you measure it to make sure like the edges kind of fit good in there, so when you put it, it fits against the edge of the mask and give you better protection for you and others, because the mask also helps even more if you are sick. It helps avoid you spreading virus or whatever to others. Make sure like the part that had the stitches is in the part of the nose and the chin, so it's really good against there to offer you more coverage. Make sure all that is not bended like that, that is flat against the fabric. So you want it all nice and smooth. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. See, it's nice and smooth, and on the other side it's nice and smooth. Make sure all the edges are touching where the borders of the mask, and that's that. You got your mask right there, but we still need to put the elastic, right? We can insert the elastic different ways. I will be showing you how to do it with the head strap, the goggle head strap, and the head wraps from Dollar Tree. First, let's start with the goggles. They're stretchy, as you can see. We can use the bobby pin for this if you want to. And we just put it, the same thing, through the pocket. This is a different mask, but it's the same thing. Okay, we pull it through, and that part is the nose part, so we're putting the big loop on the nose part and the adjustable part, or the open part, by the chin part, so you can adjust it here. You can press the button so you can thread the elastic through the holes, and how you adjust it. So we're good to go. Now we can do it with the head wraps. You can just cut the metal part out, and if you can use two, or just use one, cutting half, depending how tight you want your ear wraps. Now we're ready to use the loop turner to pull the elastic through the pocket. You hook it in there through the hook, and then you just pull it through. This one we just knotted, and then we pass the knot through the loop so you can hide it. And this is how it looks finished. So that's it. I would like to know if you have made any masks. If so, which style do you like the best? And let me know in the comments. So keep safe, use your mask. In this way you avoid exposing our essential workers which risk their lives to provide us services. So anyway, keep safe, take care, big hug, and we'll be until the next one. Ciao.